Coming up on today's Wild West, following the 1877 trail of the Nez Perce Indians.
I know exactly where my great-grandfather Watolan fought.
On beautiful Appaloosa horses.
Beautiful.
In spectacular Montana. We'll take you on the Chief Joseph Trail Ride. It's all next on today's Wild West. The Wild West. It's still out there. We'll show you how to find it. This is today's Wild West. The Bearpaw Battlefield. It was here in October of 1877 that the Nez Perce Indians made their last stand. That summer, the tribe had led the U.S. Army on a 1,300-mile pursuit across 4 states, attempting to flee to freedom in Canada and escape the war that exploded when their Pacific Northwest homeland was stolen by encroaching settlers. Led by Chief Joseph, some 800 Nez Perce men, women, and children had fought a series of running, bloody battles with the Army before the cavalry finally caught up with them in Montana, just 40 miles from the Canadian border. After one last final, desperate 5-day battle, the Nez Perce surrendered, Chief Joseph declaring, "From where the sun now stands, I will fight no more forever."
Although I didn't have direct descendants, I'm Nez Perce and I feel.
Bonnie Ewing is among the people who come from all over the country and around the world to follow the tracks of the Nez Perce during the annual Chief Joseph Trail Ride. For 1 week every summer, the Appaloosa Horse Club retraces 100 miles of the route, completing the entire 1,300-mile journey once every 13 years.
It really means a lot, just to know, kind of get a feel of what my people went through.
About a dozen Nez Perce participate in the ride, whose ancestors are credited with developing the beautiful spotted Appaloosa breed. Bonnie's been part of the ride for 24 years.
Oh, it's hard to talk about. It's what I said years and years ago, I guess it's kind of a healing process.
Just like family.
The healing comes from deep and lasting friendships, forged over miles in the saddle along this historic trail.
I love the people here. These are my friends. These are my extended family.
This is my first
I still have the road.
Your first year, so what do you think so far?
It in and
It's pretty
did
cool.
something, deleted it.
I like it.
That extended family includes the young Nez Perce along on the ride. The Chief Joseph Foundation raises money and provides horses to make it possible for young tribal members to come, like Bonnie's grandchildren Riley Layton and Catherine Samuels, who've both ridden the Chief Joe for 8 years.
The history, the people, everybody just makes it a great experience to be on the ride. Also we get to do it with their grandparents, both of us do.
Oh yeah?
So that makes it that much better.
I try to always instill in the kids that I bring, always have respect for the trail. Never joke about it. You're on a trail ride, you can enjoy it, but always respect the trail.
There is a great appreciation on this trail for the history of this ride, sympathy for what the Nez Perce went through in 1877, and gratitude for their participation today.
They've become very much a part of the fabric of what we do during the week, and we certainly appreciate the fact that they participate in the storytelling and sharing their stories that have been passed down to them by their direct ancestors, and to have relatives of the folks who were a part of that first trek or flight to freedom. It's not only humbling, but it's sobering, and it really puts a perspective on the ride that we probably didn't have before.
If you look today, you've got our boys and girls over in Afghanistan. You think they want to be there? You think they want to fight those people? No. And those people those soldiers that were following the Nez Perce, they didn't want to kill those people, and the Indians didn't want to kill them, but they were there, and they had their orders to do what they did.
Mike Howard believes it's important to remember the all but forgotten perspective of the soldier. He's a descendant of General Oliver Howard, known in his day as the Christian General, who led the military campaign against the Nez Perce on orders from the White House.
I've got his manuscript in my car, and he didn't want this for him. He tried, and he prayed about it. In his book here, he said, I prayed. I said, Lord, help me to do the right thing. And he'd go out and he'd say, let's back off today. Let's back off today. And somehow the word got back to General Grant, Ulysses Grant, and he said, you do it or I'll get me a young man to do it.
Hey, it's me, Waspa, Mau.
On a rainy night at camp, Angel Zabota and other Nez Perce here sang hymns that were sung along that first trail in 1877 as they remember what happened so many years ago. A traditional empty saddle ceremony pays tribute to their ancestors, with the Lord's Prayer a reminder that many of the Nez Perce in the 1800s were Christians.
And to lead us not into temptation.
But while the history here is sad and tragic, among these descendants, there is no trace of bitterness.
For us, for our people to be here is, I think it's a real joy for our ancestors that we're here, because what they did was they fought for our freedom so that we can enjoy life. That's what they wanted to do, is they wanted to live a great life. And so for us to be here to enjoy ourselves, that's really paying respect and honoring what they fought for.
It's a blessing to do it.
Along with that history and heritage, the Chief Joe is simply one great trail ride.
Yeah, beautiful.
We'll saddle up when today's Wild West continues.